What's up, everybody? Eric Chaconis here for the PT on Ice Daily Show, and today I want to talk about a topic that I don't think we've ever really brought forward on the Institute of Clinical Excellence Facebook and podcast episodes here, and that is the American Academy of Orthopedic Manual Physical Therapists, AAOMPT, AAOMPT. So AAOMPT is a specialty organization within the physical therapy profession, really primarily focused on orthopedic practice, specifically orthopedic manual therapy. AAOMPT was created back in the early 90s. All the leaders in the area of kind of orthopedic manual therapy came together to develop this group, and really with the goal of advancing physical therapy practice in this specialty area when it comes to education, clinical practice, research, and I think they've done a phenomenal job. When you look at where orthopedic manual therapy is today compared to where it was 30 years ago, it's really made tremendous strides, particularly in the area of research. You see so much more evidence today to better understand the mechanisms behind and the things that matter. If you think about it, back in the 90s, you know, it was a really exclusively biomechanical model, right? And today we understand the role of patient expectations and placebo and non-specific effects much better than we did before. We still have a ways to go, but I just think hats off to those founding members who really started this whole thing and have gotten us to where we are today. So AAOMPT for me, you know, I did a fellowship in orthopedic manual therapy back in 2007. And AAOMPT for me has been, I mean, that was when I went to my first AAOMPT conference, 2007. It's been such a really key component to my professional development. And I always love attending the APTA conferences, and I go to the state chapter conference and I go to CSM. But there's something about AAOMPT that's just special. And it's the networking, it's the sharing of information in this kind of more smaller, a little more intimate kind of environment, because you just don't have the size and magnitude that you do of the other big national conferences. AAOMPT is a bit of a smaller conference. And so I'm a big fan of this. I think that this if you're interested in orthopedics and you are a student or a clinician in the physical therapy profession, I think this is something that is really worth looking at. It doesn't always come to the East Coast. AAOMPT the last few years, you know, it's been in the middle of the country or even on the West Coast. And I think we have a special opportunity here. If you're in this region, it's coming to Orlando, October 23rd to the 27th. And so I want to share just some details about the conference, things that I'm looking forward to. And if you're thinking about going or you're on the fence, then this might be kind of some helpful information maybe for you. So for pre-conference courses, if anybody's looking for a full course to take, a full day course to take before the conference, I'll highlight the one that I'm a little involved in. And so we are looking at substance use abuse and pain recovery and return to health. This is the topic of addiction and how we as physical therapists can help our patients who are experiencing substance use disorder and addiction. Mark Bishop from the University of Florida is going to be one of our presenters, and Mark's going to talk a lot about the neuroscience of addiction and the connections between pain and addiction. You're going to see a lot of similarities. It's really interesting when we dive into the science behind chronic pain and the science behind addiction. There's some similarities that Mark's able to kind of highlight, and that helps us with our clinical practice because we can kind of apply some of these same concepts in both instances. I'm going to cover a lot about the actual model of care along with Ahmed, my partner. And so we oftentimes go into some of these addiction recovery facilities and provide care. And so we have a model of care that we provide. There's heavy in graded exercise and graded exposure. There's a lot of pain neuroscience education. And there's just a lot of really quality exercise programming that we're going to share, you know, and teach in that course as it pertains to addiction recovery. Jason Hunt is our physician speaker. So Jason Hunt is a fellowship trained addiction medicine specialist from the University of Florida. He is an MD, and he's going to share really a lot about addiction from more the medical perspective. So how can a clinician screen for addiction? What should we be looking for? What are the maladaptive, changes that occur when we're looking at addiction, and what can we expect to see physiologically when we're treating these patients? So Dr. Hunt is an incredible resource. We did a course similar to this at another conference before, and I can't express enough how much I got out of listening to Dr. Hunt speak and present on the topic. He's a wealth of knowledge, and so we feel lucky to have him. Another one, I think this is specifically for students, but on that same day, you guys have probably heard me talk before about Gail Dial and the knee osteoarthritis approach using manual therapy that he teaches. I love that approach. That's something I was exposed to a while back, and the techniques that Dr. Dial presents are really nice. He does it in a very easy to understand way, very applicable way. So really neat opportunity there to learn from a master clinician and expert in the research space as well with the U.S. military. Elaine Loneman is the president of AAOMPT, so I think this is, she does such a great job of bringing everyone together and organizing the conference along with the entire team of people, and so we look forward to seeing Elaine at the conference. And some of these keynote presenters are going to be really awesome. So we have Josh Cleland and Lori Mickner presenting as keynotes on the first day in the morning. Steve McDavitt presenting. He got an award, the Distinguished Lecture Award, and so he'll present that. Allison Grimaldi, who's an absolute expert when we look at the hip and gluteal tendinopathy. I'm really interested in hearing about that from her. And so I think one thing that's cool about AAOMPT is these panels, when they'll have all the different kind of keynotes, present and discuss together in a panel and really debate in a panel format. I've gotten a lot out of those in past years, and I'm looking for that as well. Looking forward to that as well. So when you get into the breakouts during the conference, there are some people that I just want to highlight real quick here. So I think that Mark Milligan presenting on telehealth, I think that's going to be something that, we're all kind of starting to learn more and more about telehealth, the role that telehealth plays, and how we can better integrate telehealth into our practice. And so that's one that kind of stuck out to me. A lot of people are talking about sleep these days, and so I just want to highlight Mark Shepard, who is at one of the Bellin College fellowship and faculty with Evidence in Motion in Bellin College, and Mark's going to be presenting on that topic. And I think that's something, I know that he's put a lot into this. It's something I'm really looking forward to listening to what he speaks to. And then Chris Dickerson's one of our Doctor of Science students at Bellin College, so looking forward to hearing what he has to say as well. Jody Young's going to be presenting, also one of the Bellin College faculty members. And then Dan Rohn, who is our vice president, actually, of AAOMPT. Dan Rohn's going to be there as well. So anyway, I just wanted to take this video as a chance to kind of highlight this conference. If you're thinking, ever wondered what AAOMPT is all about, I think this is a great opportunity. If it's easy for you to get to Orlando, to come down and check us out. So take care, everybody.
Hey, thanks for tuning in to the PT on Ice Daily Show. If you enjoyed this content, head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. And be sure to check us out on Facebook and Instagram at the Institute of Clinical Excellence. If you're interested in getting plugged into more ICE content on a weekly basis while earning CEUs from home, check out our virtual ICE online mentorship program at ptonice.com. While you're there, sign up for our Hump Day Hustling newsletter for a free email every Wednesday morning with our top 5 research articles and social media posts that we think are worth reading. Head over to ptonice.com and scroll to the bottom of the page to sign up.